Hi, I'm Lauren. I own By Lauren Barber Photography. I capture brands, whether they want to share behind the scenes of what they create and make and how they bring their product or service to life. Or I also create in the studio here more lifestyle shots for their products. So it really shows the product off in situ, how it can be used, and just in an aspirational space to elevate the look of their business and to communicate their story. So when I say story, I am obviously talking about why the company was created, why did you create your business, how that journey happened, but really it's about the values that you hold and how you're bringing those to life. So if you value how someone's going to feel once they receive your product or experience one of your services, that is what we want to illustrate. That's the story we want to tell, so that they feel that they have already experienced part of it before joining up, signing up, booking, buying the product. So when we talk about storytelling, that's what the imagery is doing. It's giving your audience snippets of how it will feel for them to experience being a part of your company, engaging with your company, whether it's investing in something like a product or it's booking an event or a service. It really gives them a clear indication of what they should be feeling or excited to feel and experience by making that purchase. But it also entertains them. So if you keep them engaged enough, they'll want to see other stories. They'll want to learn more about how you might make your products, what other people are a part or investing in your business and their experiences. And all of these are stories, and it's with photography and videography how we capture those stories and we storytell. So I think this is the biggest challenge for a lot of businesses, is really understanding what a brand is, what their values are, in order to even begin telling these stories and capturing them. And that is actually the most important thing before you start photography, before you start sharing your story, whether it's on Instagram or any other social media platform or in PR, etc. It's really understanding your brand. So when I think of a brand, I think of it as as if it's a personality. It's your business's personality. If we think of, for instance, me, if I was to describe myself and my values, and yes, some of them have transpired into my company. So whether it's attention to detail, whether it's feeling, obviously my brand is very, I would say, elevated. As you can see behind me, everything is what we would call on brand. So the quality of things, that is a big value to me. Obviously, quality of service that I bring to my clients, quality of the end product is also, and the other value is obviously what I bring into my photography. I want people to feel like I've elevated their product or service, their imagery. So I also feel I should have as a brand value a state of luxury. So if we were to look here at the table, this is marble, which is obviously, it's not real marble, but the feelings that we have when we look at marble, even though we don't process it, our mind is just so quick to already give us that first impression of it being luxury, of it being expensive. So already in your mind, by seeing things that I might shoot, that have a backdrop of marble, or in this video, I want to ooze that level of quality. The same as my drawers. So there's marble over here. There's obviously my Roberts radio. These are all elements that I have intentionally invested in because I know that they create the backdrop that I want to give you the same feeling that you'll receive if you were to work with me, that level of consideration, level of detail, and level of quality. So when it comes to your brand, that's just a way of understanding what a value is and then how we take it on visually. So I definitely start first by really asking yourself, it sounds very simple, but it is quite a hard thing, is sitting down and thinking about what your values are, as in your business values. Think of your business as a person and her personality. What are their traits? What do they love? How do they dress? Who do they interact with? Where do they like to shop? And then what they value. And it will start to sort of build a picture of what he, she, your business would look like, how they would dress, how you would present its kind of presence across. So I definitely say that's the first thing with storytelling, is really understanding your brand and its values, because that's when we can then dissect and understand elements that we need to be bringing into your photography consistently in order to kind of relay that message. Instagram is it's a bit like Marmite. You either like it or you hate it. But I would definitely say if you run a business, it's a must-have. It's a free app. It's free to post. It's free to use, and the amount of effort, like anything, if you put the hard work in, it will you'll reap the benefits. I mean, personally, I love it, but I think that's also because I feel that I have the content, the imagery. I feel secure in understanding what my brand is and what my mission is every day that I'm posting. And I do use a planner so I can plan my grid and how it looks. I know I still have to put lots of work in that I'm not doing. I think, like I said before, it's what you put in, and you have to just ensure that you feel that the effort that you're putting in, it's not about the followers, it's about if it's converting into sales, because ultimately Instagram it's a marketing tool. It's not about collecting followers. Its real purpose for you as a business is to connect with your audience, your key audience that you know once they find you, they love, adore you, and want to buy anything and everything that you create. That is the aim for small businesses and Instagram. It's creating a community that this audience and community that you've created, they want and love to be a part of your brand, whether that's to encourage you and support you, and it's a networking side of things, but it's also it's paying the bills, it's converting into sales. And I think the thing that a lot of businesses forget is that you are running a business. You aren't gathering followers, you are gathering income to pay the bills. And if that's what the majority of small businesses, and if that isn't your case, then you're probably running a hobby, and that's great too. Instagram's brilliant for that, but I think people forget that the real importance of Instagram is that it's a free marketing tool. It's about making sure that people are connecting with you, that want to stay with you and invest in you, because you're running a business. So I always say to people, just don't worry about your following. It's really about connecting with the it's the audience that you really want to find and connect with and keep, because they are your existing clients. They are the people that want to buy and share and love everything that you make and create. And you won't find those people unless you are communicating to them and they are clear of what you represent as a business. And that's why having storytelling and you understanding your brand and your brand values, it's easier for you to communicate, for them to understand, for them to invest. So that's really the importance of storytelling, but also why Instagram is just vital, I believe, for small businesses. I'd say the best way to plan your online presence, um, my online presence other than my website right now is Instagram. I feel that it's not only great for sharing your story, but it's also great to be engaging with other creatives and small businesses where you can collaborate. And it's also offered other opportunities for me as well. So it's great to be part of a community that supports one another, but it's also vital to share and find your customer. So planning my online presence comes down to an app that I use called Plannerly, and I plan my grid. Um, the reason that I plan my grid is I just like my grid is almost the prettiest part. It represents my business, my brand, very much like if you were to land on my homepage on my website. How you engage and look at my website is the same as how I want you to feel when you work with me, and also the same when you're looking at my Instagram feed. I want you to feel the same feeling, so it's all cohesive. So I use Plannerly for planning. You can also use Plannerly to plan stories if you want to, but I do like to share stories mostly in real time. Stories don't have to be as pretty. It's really the raw bones of what you're up to. It's nice sometimes to share more about your home life as well. I would say draw a line on what you feel happy to share, but also to make sure, is this relevant? So if I share that I'm going for a walk with my dog Alfie, I share that, one, to show people that I'm in the UK, this is what I enjoy. People obviously like seeing Alfie as well. He's kind of become a personality on my Instagram grid. But I think also because I work with businesses, so I'm a business to business company, I want other entrepreneurs and small businesses to know that I appreciate and understand that we all have lives outside of our work, and I am just as open and understanding about that. So I'll talk about I might have the certain mental health issues that I've had, or I'm sharing that I want a cup of tea just because I want a slower day. I've accepted that that should be a part of what I share in my stories, because I want my audience, my followers and my customers, whether they're potential or existing, I want them to understand and know that I'm there for them, that I appreciate and have empathy for what they must go through running their small business too, and feel that I'm their colleague